Hey, what's going on, everybody? Oh man, this is I haven't been this late in quite some time. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good. But Eric was working hard today. Oh my god. Just did not want to get up. I'm telling you. This was the day. Oh. It's just a little weird. But I figured it out. Okay. This show comes to you each and every weekday morning at about the same time from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. It is the 26th of April, just like that. I can't believe it. 2021, the Eric Zane Show podcast begins now.
This is Bob from Grand Rapids, and you're listening to the Eric Zane Show podcast. If you're new to the show, this is a guy who will make you laugh and make you cry. Some days you'll want to hug him, and some days you'll want to punch him in the face.
Yeah, that's true.
But most importantly, if you disagree with something he says, don't worry. He'll change his mind in a couple of days anyway. And now here he is, Eric Zane.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. This is the daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. Right here, this is the Eric Zane Show podcast. Thanks for being here. Show comes to you, as I said, from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. And each and every day on Facebook, facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. If you would like the page and share what I am doing, that would be just so helpful. Thank you very much for that. It's brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. On Twitter, a Periscope video. Brought to you by Blue Frost IT. And then, of course, on YouTube, if you could subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, thumbs up button on YouTube. Enjoy. Comment away. Talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. Enjoy yourselves with the rest of the crew. And off you go. In fact, let's start out by letting you all kind of interact with each other from the different platforms. And you can see it all. The comments between you. Have at it. Have fun. Okay. The show, as you know, is also available, the audio podcast, wherever you download podcasts. Please subscribe to the channel and get the audio download. Throw me a 5-star review and whatever you want to say in the comments. That would be nice, too. I appreciate that. Apple Podcast, Castbox, Stitcher, Spotify, on and on, all there for you. I think I'm on Audible now, which... You know, half of this stuff I don't sign up for. It just happens. iHeart put the show on, even though I specifically tried to avoid that. I kind of just didn't want to be associated. There was when you try to, like, if you were to apply to get your show on iHeart, there's like a long list. There's like a big disclaimer of things that you have to give up in order for them to carry your show. And I was like, it just looks a little legally. I don't know if I want that. So I just avoided it. So for like a year and a half, it didn't have anything to do with iHeart. And then the next thing I know, it's on iHeart. If you look right now, you'll see my show. It's like, well, I didn't, who just takes the shit? I mean, how is that even a thing? My God. So, all right. Whatever. Thanks again for being in on this show. There is a lot of ground to cover today. A lot of ground. My gosh, we have so much to talk about. And let me just get right after it with, let's get right after the Chris Weidman leg injury against Uriah Hall in the UFC event. So here you go. If I'm going to offer you this disclaimer. If you are squeamish in any way, shape, or form, this is going to be bad. And I'm going to show it to you while I'm describing it to you. And you know that when I describe it, I'm going to make it absolutely gross. Okay? I'm going to make it horrible. And my God, I think this has potential in the long history of Muppety, flippity, floppity leg breaks. It has the potential to challenge backyard wrestler guy last year who jumped up on the turnbuckle and then kind of jumped off of it, and somehow his legs just folded backwards the wrong way. Remember, we had his sister on the show. Oh, my God. Okay, there's a lot of reasons why the Chris Weidman one might actually surpass that. Now, I'm just going to tell you, lucky for you, I can't actually play the audio. Dana White does a remarkable job at protecting his product, okay? And all the videos that were circulating everywhere, a lot of those get pulled down shortly after they get put up. So you might have a copy of it like in a link in the morning, then in the evening it's gone. UFC does a hell of a job at that. And they also work with social media platforms. So if I suddenly started rolling the audio of it, I'd get like muted on Facebook. That happened just the other day with a similar type of scenario with that Thrillist fight with Pete Davidson doing that hilarious monologue or that rant roasting the fighters. So I don't want that to happen. But let me just tell you that the way this unfolded was Uriah Hall, I think I'm saying that right, he didn't throw a punch. The fight started innocently enough as any big fight would start. And Weidman Kenny, I'm going to play that video in just a second, but I don't have the audio, so I'll get to it. In the video, you hear a hard crack. And when it's in fast time motion, you don't really detect that right then and there. His leg is now broken in half. In fact, he actually doesn't seem to react. Okay, the leg, his shin hits Weidman's leg, or hits Hall's leg, and it's at this point that the damage has occurred, and you hear a smack crack. It was really bad, but you can't really tell there's a problem until that leg comes back to him and he plants it, and then it's like he instantly is a foot shorter because there's a new knee in between his existing knee and his ankle. That's how bad this was. I mean, my gosh. And then he instantly knows now. So there's about a half a second from when his shin strikes the guy Hall, and then the dude plants it. Weidman plants it. Oh, my God. And then everybody just goes, oh, and Rogan's like, oh, my God. And Uriah Hall just like puts his hands over his head, and he can't believe it. And the Weidman is just laying there in agony, and that is it. The fight is over. Can you imagine if Hall was like, he goes down and got in there before the ref did and started punching the shit out of his face? Oh, my God. Oh. So that's it. Fight is over. Uriah Hall doesn't have to throw a punch. And Weidman has to get a surgery for a compound fracture of his entire leg. And I think the way this went was, I think the bigger bone of the two, because you got two in your lower leg. You got the tibia, which is the one that you hurt when you trip going up the steps, and that's a tibia. That was the first break. Now the little one, the fibula, that's a non-weight bearing bone. It's a stabilizing bone. It's not supposed to. And this is Kevin Ware all over again, the Louisville basketball player. When the one breaks and then you put all that weight on the fibula, it's going to break too. So that's exactly what happened. Now, all right, let us share the screen. And Dana White has tweeted out a no sound slow-mo. So when you can see, and I didn't know this, the slow-mo when Weidman swings the leg and the tibia hits his opponent, you see it bend wonky. It's now broken at this point, but he doesn't react. It's really remarkable. So let's pop in there and check this out, Here you go. Now let me blow this up for you. Make sure that we have it. Okay, you've got that. Now, you're warned. You are warned. For the next period of time, we are going to be relishing in what might be, it has potential to be a all-timer for Muppety, Flippity, Crunchity, Crickety, Crackety, Leggedy, Breakety. Backyard Wrestler Guy is the hands-down champ. I mean, it's tough to see. We don't even care about how gross it is anymore. We're just trying to find a new champion. Dude in Backyard Wrestling breaking both of his legs from something as simple as just popping down from the turnbuckle was incredible. Looked like it was an absolute horror, like that scene in the movie Candyman when the guy falls apart. No, that wasn't Candyman. That was Prince of Darkness. That's what it was with Alice Cooper. I think it was Alice who actually did it. He like fell apart in a weird way. Nobody gets that reference. I think Adam is the only one who might get that reference. Prince of Darkness, man, that movie scared the shit out of me. That was rough. 1980s horror movie. It was about evil and the devil and all this weirdo shit. My God. Okay, I completely digress. So this has potential to be a new champion. I'm going to roll it right now. Okay, now look at this. You see right here, he's like, okay, the fight's 10 seconds, and this is that ref you see at all these events. He's got his eye on this guy. He has no idea what's up. This dude's like, all right, you're going to try that simple calf kick? I get that, no problem. Here it comes. Okay, he's loading it up here. Here comes all this power. He's got to bring in that calf kick. Watch. Okay, no, we are 1/2 a second, millisecond away from impact. Now watch. Okay, right there. You see that? Did you see how it went wonkied? Let's back that up. Right there. Now it's broken. And he has no idea. The ref's like, oh, yeah, boy, that was a normal kick. But why is that foot a little weird? Okay, that's really strange. Now it's broken. Look at it's all. Oh, yeah, look at. Oh, it's all Stretch Armstrong. Look at. Here we go again. Watch. Oh, look at. He has no idea. Look at him. And then he put, oh my God. Come on. Did you see this crease in his skin as it folded like a house of cards? Watch this. Look at. Oh no. And then this, oh, my life is over. Oh, come on. Oh, Trevor says, I'm not looking. Bullshit. You must look. If anybody has not looked, I would like to invite you in. I would send you a link. Okay. I would send you a link. And then we need to watch your reaction as you watch this. Trevor, if you sent me a link right now, if anybody has not looked at this, you send me your email and we can get your reaction. I am willing to try this. My gosh. Oh. This poor son of a bitch. Okay. Now, I've heard that when you like people who do this for a living, they practice that strike. And when you practice that strike, the bone area gets stronger. You know, let's say you do you're working out and you're doing those kicks on a bag or whatever, and then all of a sudden, as time passes, the bone actually gets stronger. So doing a kick like that is like if you barely touch that bone or you trip on the step and do a Biden or whatever, I mean, that's going to hurt like forever. You know, it's really terrible. But these guys, so my God, I just cannot. it's to a point where that this has happened before, and I think that this guy Chris Weidman, there was another fighter years ago who did the same thing, and Weidman was the recipient of the kick, and the dude who kicked him, I forgot his name, did the same thing, broke his leg in half from something like this. So I'm like, is it really necessary to do that? Why don't you guys just eliminate that you can't do that? I don't know. Yeah, there you go. It's Anderson Silva is the guy's name. Thank you, Bobby. So, Weidman 5 years ago, oh, fuck, man, that's terrible. I can't believe that happened. But, it's just really, really strange to me that something as innocuous as that and appears to be a benign, simple calf kick could cause, such a terrible injury. And I haven't yet seen if let me get an update on old Chris Weidman. It's just such an unnatural look to see the leg go flippity-muppity like that. Weidman News. MMA fighter, MMAfighting.com writes, Weidman undergoes successful surgery. Well, that's fantastic. That's basically a deal where they get into the leg there, and then you're talking about, plates and screws and shit like that. Also at that fight, and look at him. Look at this nice guy. I feel great. I feel good that he's getting better, I guess. Check this out. Look at him. Smile on his face. He's like, I'm going to be back. Don't worry. He writes, that was horrible. Freak things happen in life and plans get crushed. It's been a long day, but so happy to finally see this man of mine. I guess it's the girlfriend writing that or something like that. Whew. Okay. Wow. So now if you're him and you go through however long it takes to recover and, down the road, you schedule another fight. Oh, fuck. Can you imagine if he does this again? If he, that first kick, like, oh, don't do it, man. Don't do it. There was a baseball pitcher who named Dave Dravecki was his name. And this is also a long-time Hall of Fame Muppety, flippity, leg breakity thing. Rare, too. The humerus. The bone between your elbow and your shoulder. Big arm bone. Dravecki had a soft tissue cancer, and they removed a good portion of his arm muscle. Okay, so he had cancerous tissue or cancerous malignancy or something like that, whatever, in his arm, and they removed a good portion of his deltoid. So, all right, as he's recovering, he's like, I'm going to come back. I'm going to work. And so he did. He worked his ass off for a whole year doing shoulder raises and just trying to build this thing back and compensate for the loss of muscle. And my God, his arm it's huge. It's all ripped and gigantic and incredible. And he's all ready to come back. This is back in the 1980s or something like that. And so I think he was pitching for the Padres or the Giants or some shit. But so the game starts, and the first pitch, his arm breaks in half, and it would crack, and you hear, oh, because, there wasn't I don't know. When you lose all that muscle mass, you probably want to, I don't know, retire, maybe go fishing for the rest of your life, anything. But you're probably not going to want to go back to the take up chess. I don't know, knitting, something other than the high torque you're going to place. Sure enough, the one throw, just all of that pressure on the arm, it just went right there. It's like, my God, how is it? Is that couldn't have been the first time he had ever thrown a ball in his rehab. He had to have been doing this over and over again to build up the strength. And sure enough, national TV, 500 million people are watching on TV. The first pitch, crunch. Oh my God. I'm probably getting half of these details wrong, but I'm getting the most important part right. His arm did break. And it was gruesome. And I think they actually ended up amputating the arm. Let's check it. Dave Dravecki. Still alive. Yeah, they ended up cutting that thing off. That was so bad. Cancerous desmoid tumor was found in his pitching arm. I got that right. October 88, got the decade right. Underwent surgery, which removed half of his shoulder muscle. Got that right. In his pitching arm, and froze the humerus bone in an effort to eliminate all the cancerous cells. So they like, all right, they take half the muscle out, they freeze the bone, and then the first thing this guy wants to do is come back and pitch. And they're like, I don't know, Dave. They said, why don't you wait a couple of years? So 1990, actually, he gets back on the mound. But he was determined to, 1990, they told him to wait until then, but he got back on the mound in 1989. By July of 89, pitching in the minors. And so all of that time in the minors, no problem. August 10th, a big return to the majors. Actually, I'm getting some of this wrong. He pitched 8 innings. He defeated Cincinnati 4-3 in his following start. 5 days later in Montreal, he pitched 3 no-hit innings. But then later in the 5th inning, he felt a tingling sensation in his arm. In the 6th, he started off shaky. He allowed a home run to Andreas Galarraga. Then first pitch to Tim Raines, as the humerus bone went snippy, snappy, flippy, flappy. The sound of the breaking bone could be heard throughout the stadium. He'd suffered a clean break. Oh. Retired from baseball after 2 more surgeries. His left arm continued to deteriorate. Then they just hacked it off. Get rid of this thing. Get rid of the arm. He's a motivational speaker now, so he probably does very well, just without an arm. My God. Horrible. So I don't think this guy is going to lose his leg. But, jeez. Incredible. I cannot believe that guy's leg broke that way. Oh. Packed house saw it too, and you hear the big groan as it all went down. I don't know. This one might actually surpass the wrestler, the backyard wrestler who broke both legs, who, though he broke both legs, it was shitty video and from far away. This was the best. This is 4K. This is the best video, and you've got multiple angles, slow-mo. It's the leg nearly comes off. Think about it. When that thing broke, you realize we were dangerously close from it just like the compound fracture, which would then do what sometimes those bony protrusions do and pop out of the skin, and then the leg, like goes flying boomerang style into the crowd. The idea that a person could be sitting there with nachos and a fucking leg comes flying at him. Like, can you imagine if you caught the fucking leg in your nachos and your beer and you're like, oh my God. Oh. And then if the person who caught it actually had the presence of mind to be level-headed about it and understand that, oh my God, there's a leg in my hands here. I'm holding that guy's leg, to not freak out and not like throw it aside, to like, okay, hang on, I've got this guy's leg, and hold it up. I got the leg. And then very quickly get to, we got to get this thing on ice. We got to get him to the hospital. To actually have that much presence of mind to not want to just throw the leg, I almost said egg, like into the upper deck or, whatever. Oh my God. Think about how bonkers this would be. The world might crack in half if the leg actually came off and went flying into the crowd. Part of me, okay, for the sheer spectacle, if it meant it's no more damage to him and he's going to be able to get it put back on and, just stop the bleeding, get him to the hospital, immediate medical care, he probably would be fine. All things considered. If the leg did fall off and go into the crowd for the sheer spectacle, I think the world would be that much more astonished. we would be distracted that much more with everything else going on in the world if someone's leg actually came off. If his leg actually came off and landed in a guy's nachos, and then later on in the day, they cured cancer and the pandemic because, if the leg comes off and then the next hour, Jesus comes down from heaven and goes, I am the second coming of me. And then he waves his hand and the pandemic is over and all the kids are no longer hungry and no one's homeless and poverty is gone and the water is clean and there are no wars. It's just a John Lennon song, okay? They would still open up the news with, we'll get to the story about Jesus making everything good in a second, but top story is this man's leg fell off, okay? And Jesus would be like, okay, I just fixed all these things, but I cannot fix that leg coming off because the world needs to see this. I will fix that. I will fix that after we watch it. And then I will repair your leg. That's how it would be. The blind can see. The deaf can hear. Those who are crippled cannot walk, except for that one guy for just a brief moment. And then I will get to it. But the world must see this. In fact, all right, I'll just fix it now, but we have it, the recording of it. And we need the slow-mo of the guy in the front row who catches the leg going, oh, fuck me. Or, oh, jeez, what the hell? Oh, hey, sorry, I said your name in vain. Oh, my God. All incredible. Oh, what a thing. If you haven't yet seen it, you're probably not going to want to see it. If you, if you could get a reaction, I would just love to see your reaction. It was just incredible. I went to see some new buddies of mine yesterday, and I was seeing reactions, just looking at faces of people who are watching it on the phone and like, oh my God. It never, ever, ever is something that you would get used to. Tom says, I had to cut the wedding band off a guy's amputated at the shoulder arm in the ER prior to him going to surgery. A lady walked by as I was doing it and passed out in the hallway. Good times. Oh, boy. I think he's going to be okay. All right. Back at it on Saturday night for limo work. Some of you might be like, limo work? What are you talking about? Yeah, I from time to time, I'll get a heads up from my pal Justin, who owns a limousine and a bus company. And he says, hey, can you drive? I have people that need to get ferried about. Will you do the job? And I'm like, yeah. Now, it's a great job. Basically, you just take care of people, which is kind of right up my alley. So get in my best suit, got my little vest. I look like Eric Zane, gay magician. And we just got a new limousine, and it's a beautiful Lincoln MKC. Is that what it's called? MXC? I don't know what it is, but it's really great. And so I'm stoked about taking the new car out. So, all right, man, here we go. And I find out along the way I have to travel to Kalamazoo. It's like an hour away. I'm booked from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., which means, 4 to 11:30, full evening of work on Saturday night. This is my side hustle to my side hustle. And so I go get the car, head down to Kalamazoo. I realize it's a prom. I am working a prom. And this is... the school didn't have a prom the year before, but this year they're doing a prom, and they figured out a way to do it. And so they're outside, but it's a tented area with heat piped in and then circulation. So this is smart. If you're going to do it, you better do it right. Okay? So awesome. And I go to the customer's house, and mom and dad are there, and all the young people, and the pictures are taken by the limo, and you got young men and young ladies, and it's just fantastic. These folks a lot like your old pal Eric, about the same age, because I've got an 18-year-old, they've got 18-year-olds generally, and so here we go, and then they put in the bottles of non-alcoholic, what do you call it, fruit juice or whatever it is, sparkling fruit juice, and the kids think they're just having the time of their lives. Awesome. So the idea is you drop them off at the frickin' prom where they do their thing. And for some reason, a lot of the parents were there. I think they were kind of doing not only the prom, but also a salute to finishing up high school or something like that. It's almost like there's a pseudo graduation going on or a special thing for them, to congratulate them on getting done with their schoolwork. So that's awesome. But here's the thing. This happens every time I have young people together in a limousine. There's always this weirdo thing where the music that they listen to is so uncomfortably obscene. And if I'm a young person, I don't, I sit there and listen to that. But you're a bunch of young people, and there's a guy, an old man, me, this close to them. And so this was strange because the lyrics to this song, I'm going to pull it up because all I did was wrote down what I heard. And then I hoped that I could put those words into like a web search, and then the song would come up, and it did. But all I know is that I heard the word hypnotized, I heard the word booty, and I heard the word titties. And they were all singing it at the same time. It's awful when like that song WAP by Cardi B. That's like, a big time problem when people sing that damn song. And it's happened where they've sung it in front of me, and it's just hideous. But that song seems to be losing favor. So they didn't play that song, but they did play this, and they're all singing it at the same time. Now, when they all got into the limo, they put up the divider, so there's like privacy. And I'm like, Jesus, what the hell is going on there? I can only imagine. Please don't. Okay, I could just picture somehow one of them hitting their elbow on the button, and then the thing comes down, and I don't even see any clothes on people. That's what I'm like, fuck no, this would be the worst thing ever. So, shit, I'm hearing, okay, let me just read you the lyrics. Hey, what's happening, homie? This ya lil whoa plies man. I don't even know that. That doesn't seem like English to me. I ran across a nice little baby the other day, homie. Little mama so bad she had me hypnotized because couldn't even get my eyes off her. I'ma tell you how it feels to be hypnotized. You got me so hypnotized, the way your body rolling round and round. That booty keep bumping, titties just bouncing up and down. They're all singing this. You got me so hypnotized, the way your body rolling round and round. That booty keep bumping, titties just bouncing up and down. It's 2:00 in the morning. I don't even know what that word is. It says apostrophe GNACED. I'm ganast. I'm ganaced up and I'm honey. All I need now is some moaning. That pussy got me zoning. Her vibe. This is what they're singing. Her vibe tell me she want it. She got to fuck how she on me. I got her now because she's joining. I know in the wait a minute. I got her now because she's joining. I know. This is the line that really got to me. It was already horrible. I'm hearing young men and young lady voices singing this in unison, and I'm right there. Fuck. I got her now because she joning. I know in the panties she's foaming. Oh, fuck. Not a bit of embarrassment from these young people. They're like, oh, yeah, man, I love that line when he says, I got her now because I know in the panties she's foaming. I locked eyes on that monkey. I know she wet. That got to me, too. I know she wet because she told me that ass on her she poking. Every N-word in here scoping. I see me up in her poking. She bent over and I'm stroking. And then, I swear to God, they're saying this all in unison. Her cheeks spread wide open. I'm beating it and I'm focused, which doesn't really rhyme with open. I mean, how many verses are there to this thing? And then there's the hypnotized chorus, just like that. Just do it some more. Yes, just like that. Girl, do it some more. Now shake that ass and make an N-word like me. Spend that cash. What the fuck? Man, even back when in the 1980s, when Two Live Crew hit, Two Live Crew, this song makes Two Live Crew seem like that Hallelujah song. You know, I mean, what the fuck? You're leaving nothing to the imagination. Nothing. How is that? Very strange to me. And you know, every single kid listens to that. You know, there is no doubt. I would love to think that my daughter Madison does not listen to that, but we all know better. You get a lesson in sexual education. Forget porno on the internet. Just listen to any song by whoever that person is that sings that. Plies is his name. Plies. Plies? Is that how you say it? He's an American rapper. It's either Plies or Please. I don't know. It must be Please because that would make more sense. Please, because that's an actual word, and then you spell it weird. Plies is like you fucking hefty trash bag. I sound like such an asshole. Plies. Please, though, he's old as shit, this guy. He's 44 years old. My God. That's really sickening. That puts it on a whole nother level. If these kids are singing a song by a 44-year-old man with the line, I got her now because she's joning. I know in the panties she's foaming. Fuck. So that all happened. So I'm just keeping my mouth shut, 2 and 10 on the wheel, not saying a word. And it all comes back to what I was talking about earlier. Those kids are singing that, and their parents have no idea that that's happening. My kid does the same thing. And, you know, I've got a 26 and a 24-year-old who gives a shit about them. They're adults. But even Maddie, she's an adult. But I don't even like to think about my kids hearing nasty words, let alone saying them. But you know, sure as shit that is going to happen. But it's just horrible. Absolutely horrible. And I actually wrote in my notes where I wrote the words hypnotized booty titties. And all I did was search that and found the song. I compared it when I get dropped off my customers I played Two Live Crew on the way back. I was like, but this is a church hymn compared to that song. But there's another layer to this. Do you remember I told you that the moms and the dads were all there? Okay. So the kids get dropped off and then the moms and the dads are there and I wait in the parking lot. And then the guy who booked it the day, he goes, hey, since you're just hanging out, us moms and dads, we all want to jump in this ride and go out for a drink. I go, well, he goes, is that okay? I go, well, Mr. So-and-so, I am just an extension of the car. You do what you want to do. If you want me to drive you, doesn't matter as long as I get the chariot back by whatever time before it turns into a pumpkin. And then, of course, you can keep it as long as you want. You just got to pay extra for it. So whatever you want to do, you're the boss. Oh, this is great. I go, yeah. So what do you? Well, we don't get out too much, so this is going to be awesome. So imagine the eyes of these moms and dads, okay, they're all like my age, and they're going to get to jump in this ride and drive around town while the kids are doing their thing at the prom. So they all pile in, and I'm like, oh, this is crazy. I got the kids in listening to Hypnotized Booty Titties. And then they get out, and now the moms and dads are going to come in. So they go, okay, we want to go to this restaurant. And then they go, hey, so how do we play some music? And I go, well, just enable your Bluetooth. I'll give you a code, and then boom, you'll have whatever you want. And the stereo inside of this thing is fucking thumping, man. I mean, it's like it's serious power in this ride. Okay, so I drop them off at this restaurant, and I go, I'll just be parked in the across the street. When you're ready to come, text me. I'll be there before you even get out. So that's the idea, always waiting on them, make them feel like $1 million. And so I'm there in the car waiting. I'm watching a documentary on ZZ Top on Netflix, which was awesome, by the way. If you like the band ZZ Top, watch that documentary. And then the phone rings from Mr. So-and-so. We're ready to go. Now they got a few drinks in them. We got to get back to the prom. So I got all the moms and dads in the car. And then they figure out that that the stereo has the power. And we're driving back to the kids' place. And I hear, driving home this evening, shoulda known we had it all. What cuts like a knife, Bryan Adams, now cuts like a knife. And they're all going, na, na, na. Oh. Na, 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 na. Whoa! Now cuts like a knife. And they're just crushing the Bryan Adams. And then they went from that into Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams. And they're just, everybody knows the lyrics. Anybody who's over 40 knows the lyrics. I got my first real 6-string, bought it at the 5 and dime, played it till my fingers bled, was the summer of '69. So they just, the whole car, and it's just, they got the windows down, they're just, drinking. Oh my God. Can we stop at the liquor store? Yeah, sure. So they got more booze. And then I hear it. The one guy goes, man, I'm thinking back to, this is our daughter's graduation. And you know what really, and he actually has this conversation out loud. The last daddy-daughter dance. Me and whatever the kid's name. So he's just reminiscing about his daughter. It's graduating from high school prom. We danced to that song. What's that one song where the chorus is "Don't Stop Believing"? And I'm like, first of all, I'm like, well, what a weird song to dance to at a daddy-daughter dance. But all right. And so I'm like, well, that's the song. And they go, oh yeah, that's Journey. First of all, who doesn't know that that's Journey? Don't Stop Believing. But anyway, he didn't know it, so he calls that up. And it starts. And we turn into where I have to pick these people up. It's this country club. And as I'm driving down this long drive to where the kids are, we're midway through the song. And they are screaming, belting out the lyrics. All these people that are my age, in their 40s and 50s. And they're just crushing it. If you thought it was loud when they were when the kids were listening to the Hypnotized song, this is 10 times louder, and they're all singing it. And then the phone rings because I gave my number to the kid. I go, call me when you want me to pick you up. She doesn't know I'm with the moms and dads. So I pick it up, and I'm like, hello. And she's like, and she can hear what's going on. And she goes, what is that? I go, I got your mom and dad and all the friends. What? I go, yeah. She goes, oh, will you come pick us up? I go, well, I'm actually driving. I'm like 20 seconds away from you. You're going to hear. And then she pulls the phone away. She goes, I can hear it. So as we're getting closer, it's happening. It's all unfolding. Now, so I hang up. Now, if any of you have kids that are about this age, they don't want you around. If you're with them and you're silent and doing nothing to draw attention to you, they hate you then. They don't. It's kind of like, the guy who drops the kid off at school and he makes a big deal and blares the music, the dad, and the kid's like, fuck you, dad. It's that. But this is a billion times worse because the parents are shit-faced, their tits are hanging out, they're hanging out of the windows, and they're singing Don't Stop Believin' as the limo rolls up and all the other kids are leaving the prom, and none of the kids have limos. They're all like, fuck, man, we didn't get a limo. We suck shit. But these kids are waiting to get in their car, and the moms and dads are just crushing it inside of there. And they're like, get out. Oh, my God, you assholes. So they're just mortified, and the moms and dads just roll out of the thing, and they're like, oh, fuck, what are we going to do now? Let's go get another limo. So they get out, and then the kids get in, and then it's back to listening to, her panties are foaming or whatever it is. And, it was just a crazy, hilarious juxtaposition. And the dad put like a ton of, he pulls out all his money. And this is the thing about limo driving, this ain't Uber. This is a limousine. And I'm lucky, truth be told, the guy who helped me get the job was Troy Finholm, who was a huge ally of mine. And then him and I had gotten into a huge fucking fight, and he hates my guts now, but whatever. He got me this job. And the folks over at the limo company, this is, people get shit-faced, and then they pull out every penny they have. So I'm standing there, and all this money's just fucking flying at me. It's like, oh, shit, stop throwing money at me. It's all over the floor. I'm like a stripper. I'm like picking all these piles of cash up. I can't even carry it. It's so much cash. Throw it in the car. Get the fuck in the car. Let's go. Holy shit. Incredible. If you ever get this job, if you're ever lucky enough to get this job or have something like this, you want these people hammered. Get them drunk. You want me to stop by the liquor store for you? Why don't you keep drinking? Oh, what a freaking time that was. Never lets down. How often? It is very rare that I'll do a limo job, okay, and then show up here in the podcast and not have a story to tell you. It always works out beautifully. Oh, shit. If I ever do a best of show, you're going to get at least one limo story. There's always something happening in the limo stories. In fact, there was a carload of ladies, not this, when was it? It might have been it wasn't last summer. No, it wasn't last summer because that was a pandemic. It was the summer before that, before the pandemic. I took these ladies to the Allegan County Fair to see some country band. And oh my God, it turned into one of the favorite things I've ever talked about on this podcast because, and I'm not going to tell the whole story now, but let me just touch on this because I walked up to it was all these husbands are showing up to one house, and the boys stay at the place and watch UFC and leg breaks and maybe play poker while the ladies go out. And I'm in charge of them. And then the dude says to me, goes, hey, man, okay, you got your hands full here. This is like the dad or the husband. I go, yeah, okay. And when I walked up, it was one of those moments where the guy said, he goes, Zane, within an instant. And I'm going, hey, how are you? He goes, what are you doing? I go, well, I do this. This is part of what I do now to eat. Oh, okay. Well, all right. Your work's cut out for you because they're ready to cut loose. So be careful out there and, good luck. And they sent me on my way. There was one moment in that night and I still communicate with these ladies from time to time because they've like invited Diana and I to parties and shit. And they've wanted to take, there was one time they were going to hire me again, but it got canceled. So I hear from this lady from time to time. And, so they all knew who I was. And then as we're driving around, they just want to drink before they go to the fairgrounds for this concert. And this is Hillbillyville, Allegan, for God's sake. And hey, so why don't you pull over and come on in the back here, Eric Zane, and you can party with us? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm gonna stay up here. You ladies just do your thing. It's probably a good idea if I just stay up here. Oh, come on. Don't be such a stuffed shirt, Eric Zane. And every time they would talk to me, they always they don't address me as Eric or Zane. It's always Eric Zane. Eric Zane, we have a question for you. And they had a discussion on a stack of Bibles, and I'm just glossing over it. The full story, you'll hear it again some other time. But I remember it. The discussion went like this. So, do you guys watch porno? A bunch of ladies, like 7 or 8 chicks. Oh, yeah, I watch porno from time to time. Sometimes we see porno. Sometimes we do. Yeah. Have you noticed how large some ladies' labias are? What do you mean? Well, I mean, and she actually says, it's known as they call it roast beef, or the labia. It's just the lips are large. Have you ever noticed that some of them are quite large? And then they go, well, yeah, sure. And she's like, well, mine are like that. And she's describing to all these women her private area with incredible detail. She goes, yeah, they call it like lasagna or tarps. And I don't, and then people act like it's a bad thing, but I don't know if it is. And then I'm like, I've got this look on my face I'm making right now. I'm looking forward out the front of the car, and I'm just driving, and I'm just like, don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. And I can hear all of this. And then it happened. Eric Zane. Oh, fuck. So, Eric Zane, we have a question for you. I'm like, motherfucker. So, what do you think about this? She goes, can you hear this conversation? And I go, yeah, I'm getting it. And they go, oh my God, I can't believe you heard all that. And I'm like, well, yeah, the thing's down and you're talking. I'm 8 feet away from you. You can see me. Of course I can hear you. So what do you think about meat tarps, Eric Zane? What if they're, because so I know this lady has large vaginal lips. This lady that's talking, her vagina is, she goes, she used words like puffy and swollen. And I'm like, so now I've got some of the women with vaginas that aren't puffy and swollen, and at least one who is. And they're asking me to weigh in on what is good and what is bad, what is right and what is wrong. And so I'm like, all right, you got yourself in a pickle here, and you didn't even do anything to get into this one. What the fuck are you going to do now? And it's a moment of truth. I got to weigh in on this. And I go, I never really, and I didn't fumble around with my answer. I was direct. And this was textbook veteran navigating here. This was, I'm the Titanic surrounded by 50 million icebergs. And I go, I never really noticed that. So I guess I don't really have any opinion on what's good or bad. I just chalked it up to everybody's a little bit different, I guess. And then, you got to have that type of beaver cleaver tone. Well, I don't know. I mean, I never really thought about it. I just people are, everybody different, I guess. I don't know. Oh, fuck. And I'm just waiting for her to say something. Well, mine looks like a couple of speed bags. What do you think about speed bags? And I'm like, oh, fuck. But, it was just, there's more to that story, but that was the gist of it. And these girls, one girl peed her pants. I mean, she actually took her pants off in the limo. And they go, Eric Zane, don't look back here, because so-and-so's removing her pants. They had to call ahead to the husband so that she could get out of the car and be wrapped up. And she's like stumbling over, shit-faced, drunk. The husband's there. And I rolled on the window. I go, hey, he goes, I told you it was going to be a long night for you. I go, you don't even want to go there, man. Whew. Limo driving. Absolutely. If you ever hear me say, well, guess what? I'm driving limo Wednesday. This week, I'm driving limo Wednesday. But I think it's just a short trip. So there's no way anything. If you get a limo trip and it's a weekend, oh, my God, an extended time, there's got to be something great that happens. Okay. Hey, man, this show in all of its glory is brought to you by Horizon Hydroponics. HORIZEN, hydroponics.com. Thank you so much to them for being on board with the show. They have, of course, their website where you can buy anything at all for growing, for whatever it is you happen to be growing, vegetables, flowers, cannabis, you name it. Horizon hydroponics.com, HORIZEN hydroponics.com. In fact, if you buy online and have it shipped anywhere in the USA, you'll get the shipping free if you spend more than $250. So save up what you want to buy it all at once, and then you'll save the money on the shipping and use the coupon code Zane Show at checkout. And my gosh, you're going to be down to 10% off. So we'll take that off of the bill. Or you can buy it online, use the coupon code, and pick it up. Just drive out there and pick it up. Hang on a quick second. A little warm. While I'm at it, you can get an interest rate damn near, definitely in the 2% range for a mortgage. And it's always good to reach out to your mortgage professional, and I would hope that would be the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, and say, hey, so what kind of rate can I get now? My credit score is terrific, and I've got a 3.85 right now. Well, you could get a little lower, but it might be worth your money if you went down to a 15-year, because that's going to get you down a rate a 1.5 lower, okay? So we could put you into a 2.35 instead of a 3.85 for 15 years. Well, isn't that going to kill me on the monthly? No, not really, because the rate's so much lower. If you're out $300 or $400 more a month, but you're going to get your home paid off in half the amount of time, pay $100,000 less in interest, you should do this. Reach out to the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. You should always check your rate every couple of years just to be sure that you're getting the right rate. Now, I hate to make this a pressing thing, but rates have been lower, and there's just there's a glimmer of thought that this is not going to last forever. It fluctuates. So you want to lock in as quickly as you can. 231-332-6505. Now, as much as Mario would love everybody who's got an 820 credit score to reach out to him and get a refi on their 30-year fix to 15-year fix at a lot cheaper rate or whatever, that's great, and that's going to be an easy process. It's going to take a little bit more effort for Mario and his team to get somebody finance with a mortgage that has bad credit, no credit, bankruptcy, divorce, shitty with money, whatever it may be. That's a lot of people. That happens. That doesn't mean you don't try. You get into a mortgage, you're done paying rent, you have your own home that you're proud of, that you're working for, you make your on-time payments for a year and a half, and then you redo the mortgage again at a lower rate because of your great track record of paying on time. Okay? That's how it works. Mario can help you. Click on his logo at ericzaneshow.com. It'll take you right to his page, or just reach out to him for more information. 231-332-6505. Call him no matter where you are. There will be some of you, depending on your state, where he's like, I can't help you in this state. I've had people reach out from different states, and he's like, yep, that one I can't do. So he can do a lot of them, but not all of them. Okay? Hang on. Okay. On to the news that kind of, I'm guessing, news about what Biden did over the weekend that is of great interest to me. To a lot of you, had you not been familiar with my show, it would kind of just, you'd be like, wait, what? What's going on here? Why is this such a big deal? Hang on again, sorry. I want to make sure I get this right. So, to a lot of people, you might not even know what the hell Armenia is had it not been for me. This is a small country in Western Asia. Okay, barely. It's right by Iran. It's right near the Middle East. It's right by Turkey. It's got Azerbaijan on one side and Turkey on the other side. And you know that my dad was raised in Iran. Why? Why did your dad grow up in Iran? And that is because when my dad's mother, my grandmother, was a little girl, her parents were forced out of where they lived and had to walk out of the country. They were deported. And what took place here was well before anything that happened in Nazi Germany. but it happened. The only reason why the numbers weren't so much more large, I think you're talking about 5 to 6 million Jews were murdered or deported, most of them murdered in genocide from the Holocaust. Well before that, decades before that, the Armenian genocide occurred, where 1.5 million Armenians were either had to leave the country, deported, or were murdered. But I take it back. There was either between 1 and 1.5 million that were killed, and then a number of them had to leave, and then the country shrunk because Turkey took the land. And the difference between the Armenian genocide and the Nazi Holocaust is, after World War II ended and the rest of the free world rubbed the Nazis' nose in shit, Germany ran the other direction from Nazi oppression and realized that, hey, we better fucking fix this and get on the winning team. And a culture shift occurred, and Nazi Germany is no more, and Germany is a wonderful place. Okay. They worked very hard to get to a place where they can be accepted and not murdering people. Okay. The evil that took place faded over time. Turkey has never done that. Okay. It's as bad then or now as it is then to some degree. There's still persecution to the Armenian people, not to the level that was back then, not the atrocities that happened back then, but still, Armenia is surrounded by two countries that hate them, the Azerbaijanis and the Turks. Okay? So this country, there's not a ton of people that are in it now, and there weren't that many back then, like 3 million people. But this still happened, and it was 106 years ago. This past weekend was the anniversary of the beginning, officially, of the Armenian genocide. And there have been countries like Syria, Lebanon, Canada have said that this is a thing, but for some reason, America has not. And actually, I know the reason why. Turkey is a diplomatic partner with the United States in a lot of respects. And most importantly, we have a base there. We actually have a military base in Turkey, part of the, U.S.'s being in all different parts of the world. The strategy of having the base in Turkey and a relationship with them, it's a little funky to be attacking them and saying, because one of the most sensitive things you can say to a person who is Turkish is that they're murderers or that they committed genocide. They don't believe that. They say that that's a lie and a myth, but it's not. There's fucking documented footage of Turks standing amongst skulls, high-fiving each other. Some of the genocides that occurred, they were part of the genocide process. They would round up Armenians and take them out to sea, kids and women, and throw them overboard, and then that's it. That's where they die. That was part of their killing. It wasn't like the Nazi death camps, but there was a lot of people that were gassed, poisoned, shot, and then buried in mass graves. There's evidence of it. It's widespread. It's very easy to find documentation showing such. It's tough to get an actual number on the amount of Armenians dead, but that was the reason why my great-grandmother and my great-grandfather left Armenia with my grandma, and they settled in Iran. And my grandmother met my grandfather, and they had a baby, and that was my dad in 1934, I believe. So that's how that went. Now, I didn't know shit about this growing up until, I started to get older and figured out what was going on, because no one talks about this. This isn't really taught. This is a fucking thing that's just not a lot of people know about it, And as I've gotten older, I've figured out what actually happened here. And Armenians are everywhere. There's not a lot of us, but they're spread out in all these different spots in the world. France has a high population of Armenians. In the United States, on the East Coast, Boston is a lot of Armenians. Detroit has a lot of Armenians. And in California, San Francisco area, where a lot of my family is, and Glendale, where the rest of my family is. Glendale is the biggest Armenian community in the United States. And when I was in California the first time for the kidney transplant, when I just went there for testing, I went and hung out with my cousin in Glendale, and the street signs are written in Armenian. There's a bank called Bank of Armenia. I mean, everybody there looks like me, about 5'7", incredibly handsome, striking eyes, perfect nose, ripped, beautiful. I mean, seriously, we are the most beautiful people on the planet. All the women look like the Kardashians. All the men look like me. So it's beauty and brawn. I mean, seriously, you walk down the street in Glendale, Little Armenia. Woo! There's some jokes flying at me. I know that. You guys are going to attack me. You're more than welcome to do that. But anyway, so that's what you got here. And I've gotten a little bit, there's the Christian Bale movie called The Promise, which is about this. And there have been books written. And I think his name is Serge Tankian, the guy from System of a Down. The whole band is Armenian. Every time I tell a story and there's someone with an Armenian last name, I was like, that's an Armenian. That's an Armenian. So I'm very prideful and very proud of that. So the genocide, it being not recognized by the United States, has always been like, why? Why the fuck would they not do that? And it has to do with the diplomatic arrangement with the United States. Trump didn't acknowledge it. Obama didn't acknowledge it. They would come close, but they would always sidestep it. They didn't want to offend. Okay. Israel, of all countries, Israel, who has experienced their own Holocaust themselves, the biggest genocide, the country of Israel, has not acknowledged that Turkey committed war atrocities, a genocide, even before the war and leading up to the war. In fact, there was a key battle that took place in what is now part of Turkey, but it was part of Armenia, called the Battle of Zaytun. And there is something specific to that, why that rings true to me, because the Zaytunians twice had to defend Zaytun. And that is the people that live in this district. It's like a province in part of Turkey called Zaytun. And you look up the Battle of Zaytun, Zeitoun, you will see what happened in the Battle of Zaytun. And the people that were there were the Zaytunians. Voila! That's your old pal, Eric Zane. That's my last name. So I know about this shit to some degree, a little bit. I've got a very basic knowledge of it. I read about it from time to time. So, okay, there's that. But the reason why the genocide started was Turkey, the Ottoman Empire, was trying to take over the world, or at least the Caucasus, all that region in there in Western Asia. Russia also wanted a piece of that pie. This is before the Soviet Union began. But Russia was kind of like, man, we'd like to have, because Armenia was actually part of the Soviet Union up until the falling of the Berlin Wall. My cousin, Gregor, he had to enlist. He was drafted. And well, you have to enlist. As soon as you turn 18, you're in the Soviet Army. And he spent 4 years as a Soviet soldier before he eventually got to a point where he was done with his time. And then he moved to the U.S. and he owns a trucking business in San Francisco. But so that was the Soviet Union. Wasn't yet the Soviet Union. Eventually, it became that. But Russia wanted to fight with the Turks over land. So before World War I started, there was a key battle that took place where the Soviets and the Turks were fighting, and the Armenians that lived in Turkey joined with the Russians as a volunteer army, 1,000 strong, tens of thousands strong. And the Turks were fucked from the beginning. They might not have even needed the Armenians in this battle because the Turks were ill-equipped to fight in the mountains because it was super cold. This battle took place in the winter. And 25,000 Turks fucking froze to death before even a shot was fired. Now, this is the type of fighting where the roads were impassable to get artillery in and cannons and shit like that. So basically, the Turks show up with wearing the T-shirts and fucking flip-flops and, these rifles with bayonets on the end, and that's it. They were fucked. So the Russians then, though they didn't have as many soldiers as the Ottoman Turks, they were able to kick their ass because up 250 Armenian intellectuals and bigwigs within this one community and just massacred them. And that was it. That was the start of it. By the end of World War I, you're looking at 1.5 children, women, kids exterminated. And the Turks have always been like, it was part of the war. We lost guys too. But that's not the case. It wasn't like that at all. And the U.S. has been, I know this is a long story, but there's a problem with Israel not recognizing the Armenian genocide, considering what they'd been through. But they have a good relationship with Turkey for strategy, just like the U.S. So all these presidents since the Armenian genocide, from way back in 1915, 1916, to this past weekend, not a one of them has had the nerve to say, fuck you, Turkey. The Armenian genocide does exist. We now acknowledge it as a country. Joe Biden did that this weekend. No one's ever done it. So I don't give a shit what you say about him. At this point in time, star on the forehead for Joe Biden. And I am like, why? I do want to know why. Is it just because you want to be a nice guy? I don't know. Maybe it has to do with the vice president being from California. There's a high population there. It might have been a promise. I don't know. And I don't give a shit. That doesn't matter to me at this point. If those are the things, or maybe it's just the right thing to do. I can't find the snake in the grass as to why this happened. I'm just happy that it is a thing. So there you go. That's basically how I feel about that. And thank you to everybody who sent that along. It was a big story, but I wanted to put it and frame it that way as to why that's a big story. Because this is just as paramount to a Jew, the Holocaust, as it is to me, the slaughter of the Armenian people. Okay, on to less serious stuff. Man, I got to pee. And I peed just before the show, too. Do you guys mind if I go take a leak? I promised Dean that I would get the audio of Frank Drebin taking a leak in the Naked Gun movie, but I don't yet have it. Dirk writes this. You know, it's going to be a shit sandwich if the first word in his comment is shocker. Shocker that a holdover from the Obama administration would do something to destabilize that area of the world. Well, that's pain. I don't know. I mean, does that mean that it destabilizes that area of the world? Tell me more about how it's now destabilized because of that. I'm sure that Turkey is not happy. They did say that they will respond in time to the outrageous U.S. genocide statement. But at the end of the day, what are you going to do? What do you mean destabilize? Does that mean you're expecting them to suddenly go to war? So does that mean, Dirk, that if nothing happens other than Turkey says, we don't like that and we don't agree, you'd be willing to go back to April 26, 2021 and say, boy, I missed the mark with that story, with that comment? Even Patriot Nick thinks you're a dumb shit with that statement. Nick says, who cares about destabilization, Dirk? Force them to recognize their atrocities. Yeah, Dirk, I think you might have just earned a nomination for Asshole of the Day right there. I'm going to have to think about that, you stupid bastard. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So what we're learning here is Dirk would rather not recognize the Armenian genocide. Dirk sides with Turkey. That's what we can gather with that. Oh, hey, I got this anonymous text from someone. I was just reminded of this. Keep this anonymous. I dated a chick with large meat drapes once. It was a little distracting when I went down or was exploring with my hand, but during the deed, I couldn't tell. She was fun, but it just didn't work out. Signed, Melinda. No, it wasn't. Just kidding. I don't know. I think I would be like, wow, look at the size of those things. I would be like exploring. I'd be like playing with them, trying to pull them out, like, you're opening a fucking window. Strange. All right. There you go. Let's see. Dirk says, them not saying it wasn't the right thing to do, but there will be implications. Right. Sure. Your crystal ball. You know shit. You're still asshole of the day nominee. Kent writes, the destabilizing will be when they no longer allow the U.S. to have a huge military base there that gives us this capability to hit Russia with missiles. Well, maybe, but I don't know that. I don't think anybody knows that. Now, I love the idea of calling him Dirk the Turk. Tio in South Dakota writes, that is spectacular. Dirk the Turk is the new name. That is awesome. Can't drop the E, add a U, adds. Recognizing the genocide is the right thing to do, but there will be problems from it. Again, no one knows that. You're just assuming. I don't know it, and you don't know it. No one knows that. Patriot Nick adds, fuck it, guys. They have their side, we have ours. Why do we need to police the world? It's a good point. It's a really good point. Michael adds, if Trump had done it, Dirk the Turk would be saying it's the best thing ever. Absolutely. Abso-frickin-lutely. Kenny adds, if there's problems, who cares? It was long overdue and the right thing to do. Dirk the Turk is right now burning his Armenian flag inside of his apartment. And my God, no wonder why when he made my Slaughter the Turks Armenian meatballs, he said, these taste like shit. I hate these. Oh my God, Dirk, it's going to be really difficult for you to outdistance yourself from asshole of the day. Dirk the Turk. Change your name right now to Dirk the Turk on the chat. You filthy Turkish scumbag. Fuck you. Okay. Charles Barkley. I love him so much. He's one of my favorite people in the world. If you have not, totally different topic now. If you have not yet listened to the Brockmire podcast, that TV show that was on, 4 seasons of that show, Brockmire, about the sports announcer who loses his mind on a broadcast and he gets banned to like some shitty league and he's trying to earn his way back. It's kind of like Kenny Powers of broadcasting, played by Hank Azaria. Funny ass show. And he does the Brockmire podcast now, where it's between two ferns, real people being interviewed. You know how like dude from Between Two Ferns, I forget his name, the comedian, would interview people. Brockmire does the same thing in character, interviewing famous people. He interviewed Charles Barkley, and my God, was that funny. It was so hilarious. I loved that. And so I'm a big fan of Chuck. He says whatever the hell he wants. And for some reason, when he says it, it doesn't really bother me at all, because I know he's just doing it to troll and be an asshole. And in a day and an age when everybody trolls everybody, who cares? Charles Barkley under fire for blank. I'll get to what he said in a second. ruffled some feathers Thursday night on Inside the NBA. They were watching a highlight package recapping the game with the Mavericks and the Lakers. Dude for the Lakers makes a bucket, and Ernie Johnson turns to Kenny what's his face? Kenny Smith, and says, "Hey, what school's he from?" And he says, "Georgia." And then Barkley weighs in. Check this out.
The floor.
Contavious Caldwell Pope, where'd he go to school?
Georgia.
Yes, indeed. Had 29 on the night.
Only school in the world. They named their mascot after the women down there.
It's just so totally uncalled.
Wait.
Where they
Totally
go?
uncalled. The Bulldogs. You said, I didn't even know that, Ernie.
Uncalled.
Bulldogs.
Not even going to dignify that with the
Come on, Ernie.
Not even going to dignify.
Okay, now that's normal. Chuck does that all the damn time. And to me, if this is the first time he ever did that, I don't even care. To me, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a stupid idiot just being a dumbass. He's laughing. He's trying to rub people the wrong way. If you can't take that type of jokey hilarity, you're an asshole, okay? That's fucking funny. He's not serious. Everybody knows that. There's no way he's only doing that just to make people go, "Oh, come on, Chuck." And they did it. That was great. I loved it. I want to play it again. In fact.
Contavious Caldwell Pope, where'd he go to school?
Georgia.
Yes, indeed. Had 29 on the night.
Only school in the world. They named their mascot after the women down there.
It's just
yes.
so totally uncalled.
Wait. Where they
Totally
go?
uncalled.
The Bulldogs. You said, I didn't even know that, Ernie.
Uncalled.
Bulldogs.
Not even going to dignify that with the
Come on, Ernie.
Everything about that is perfect. He planted his flag in the insult, and he did it strong. That was a strong thing to say. And then the consequential reaction with the, "Oh my God." You see, you got to do that. You got to have one guy there who's going, "Oh, come on." And then even Ernie Johnson goes, "I'm not even going to qualify that with a response or dignify that with a response." And then you hear the other guy kind of laughing. I mean, that's fucking comedy. It's just stupid. And there is no place in the world for anybody to be hurt about that. Fuck you. If anybody gets pissed about that, fuck off. Holy shit, is that great? Something so simple as that. People just laugh at it. No big deal. He doesn't mean it. Okay. He's done this before. By the way, in all the articles I've seen written about it from people who are way too woke are like, "Oh my God, can you believe that?" The New York Post says Barkley offered an eyebrow-raising reply. Yeah, you can actually hear my eyebrow. And then they write in this article, Johnson fired back at Barkley, who starred at Auburn when he played with "so totally uncalled for." Yeah, that's not firing back. And the way he said it, Ernie Johnson, was just, "Oh, come on, Chuck." Oh my God. This has happened before, and it's hilarious when he does it. They write in the article, they're like, "Oh, Charles Barkley has done this in the past. Oh my God, in 2014, he made offensive statements about women in San Antonio." And what he said, I wish I had a clip of this. "Some big old women down there in San Antonio. That's a gold mine for Weight Watchers," he said, while discussing the Spurs. He continued, "Victoria is definitely a secret in San Antonio. They can't wear no Victoria's Secret down there. They wear bloomers down there. Ain't nothing skimpy going on in San Antonio." So come on, man. That is fucking hilarious. Those comments were met with call-outs by organizations, including the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance and the Obesity Action Coalition. Oh, bravo. Good work. If you get some organization called that, it's called the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance. That's one organization. And the other is the OAC, Obesity Action Coalition. The NAAFA, National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance. Well, of course we accept the fat. We love fat people. We love everybody. It's a fucking joke. Okay? If you think that fat people who are in this world who gives a fuck? If you're a fat person who's so incredibly sensitive, you sit there and can't handle a stupid a troll like that. I mean, people make fun of me for being ugly, old, my nose is huge, I'm an asshole. I mean, come on. Give me a break. Dirk, he's a fucking Turkish sympathizer. Everybody knows that. Dirk has to put up with the fact that he masturbates to thoughts of the Armenian genocide. Okay? And he has to live with that. I mean, seriously. You can hold something against all of us. Holy shit. Why doesn't it yet say Dirk the Turk on there? Why aren't you writing that in? Okay? Seriously, that is horrible that you haven't yet changed your name to Dirk the Turk, or change it to Dirk Armenian genocide is a lie. I know that's wordy, but that's what I'm expecting to be your handle for the next coming, I don't know, forever. Jesus. Okay, hey, changing gears here. I've got more coming up. I do want to remind you that TC Paintball, we are having Paintball War number 16, and that is right around the corner. And I need to hear from more of you. I've got about 11 or 12 who are joining me. We will be socially distanced. There's vast amounts of space there. There is a pizza party beforehand. It happens on Sunday, May 16th. So I want you to put that in your calendar right this second. And I want you right now to say, oh, hey, Zane, I've been forgetting, but here you go. Me and so are coming to the Paintball War. Sunday, May 16th, Paintball War 14, 5 p.m. Excuse me, it's $35. You get the paint, you get the gun, you get the mask. If you got your own, bring it. That's cool. It's still $35. This is normally a $48 adventure. For that 3 hours, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., we're either eating pizza, laughing, talking shit, or playing paintball. Fartoon missed us on the last one. Fartoon is, she really breaks the mold about who you think would attend the paintball celebrations. Fartoon is a young lady nursing student who listens to the show. And she always surprises me because she never RSVPs. She just shows up. So, Fartoon, you weren't at the last one, so we got to see you at this one. And bring one of your lovely, friendly nursing students with you, okay, to the event. And we can talk about how all these dum-dums need to get their COVID vaccine. Okay. That comes up May 16th on Sunday. Reach out to me, Eric at ericzaneshow.com, that you are coming. That gives me a head count. Off to Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid for an oil change. Yep, that's right. Not for the embellisher. I did get my oil from JM Synthetics. I didn't get the filter, though. That's on back order. I'm going to do my own on the truck. But Diana's journey is headed over to Irvine's very soon because it says oil change due. Get your vehicle repaired, any type of work. Brakes, wheel alignment, transmission, heating and cooling system, I should say. Heating system, cooling, whatever it may be. All at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. I think I just had a stroke there. Whatever goes wrong with the car, get it fixed at Irvine's. You have a trusted source for getting your car repaired. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. That's ERVINES. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. They also have help wanted. They're hiring. If you go to their Facebook page, you'll see the description of what they offer. I think they're paying, like, didn't you say $35 to $40 an hour? Is that what I saw? I need to look at that. Holy shit. Because that's a skilled trade. You know, that's what that is. Irvine's. Facebook post. It sounded really spectacular. Man, this is great. They wrote, $32 to $40 an hour. Holy shit. Also the hybrid pay plan and quarterly bonuses. Oh my God. If you want a place to come every day and be appreciated, work hard, and love your craft again, then apply today. Yeah, this is really a spectacular place to work. Some people that work in the car repair industry, you might be working at a place where it's shitty and they like cut corners, and they do whatever they can to make it so they don't have to pay you so much. That's not Irvine's. They want their techs to be the best compensated, and to them, if they have the best techs, they can provide the best service. Okay, and you are getting the best service. Seriously, man. All inquiries are kept in strict confidence. So let's say you're working for whatever place, and you want to test the waters. You reach out to Irvine's. You don't have to worry about anybody getting back to anyone, and then it's screwing you on your current job. Megan writes, technicians who love what they do are committed to doing what's best for the customer and take pride in their work will thrive here. Let's see, I'm just going to gloss over the rest of this. You will work Monday through Friday, no nights, no weekends. Generous paid holidays and vacation, medical insurance, vision and dental, 401k. Oh my God. Holy shit. A sweet uniform and paid training. You'll get to do the work you love with a group of teammates. Let's go over the requirements. The ideal candidate, first of all, it says, check out our excellent reputation on Google. The ideal candidate for this position would have a minimum of 5 years of current experience with Asian, European, domestic, and hybrid vehicles and light trucks, and excellent references. ASC certification in at least 4 areas with the ambition, desire, and ability to obtain ASC master certification in the near future is also required. If you are interested in a career with a shop that will reward your technical abilities and work ethic, please send us your resume today. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. So let me just do a little math here. Let's go on the low end of that. $32 an hour. Times 40 hours. Okay. That is on the low end of that is $66,560 per year at 40 hours a week, assuming you'd be working that long. Let's say you got knowledge and experience like crazy, and they love you, and they say, you're getting the 40. That's an $83,200 a year job. Hold on a second. I need to call Megan about this. That is awesome. You know what? That really makes a case for skilled trades right there. It really does. Hey, how are you?
Hello.
Hi there.
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, I don't know if you were checking out the podcast just now.
I did. I was not.
Okay. Well, I was just going over the Help Wanted ad that you put on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was kind of like really breaking it down,
Okay.
And so let's say you found a great candidate. Would that person work 40 hours a week?
Yeah.
Wow. That's really great. I mean, just on the low end of what you offered in salary, that range is $66,000 to over $80,000 a year for that qualified technician.
Yes, we're very picky.
Yeah. So, and you've had this ad out for like at least a month now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that is great. So people can still reach out to you to see if they're the right person for that job, right?
Yes. Okay. Hang on. Are you live right now?
Was that a bad thing to say? Yes.
No.
Yes.
You are live?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I was trying to decipher this through the phone call. Like, what is happening?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget to remind people that we are live. But yeah, I was. But you were probably picking up on that because the way I was talking.
Well, and you didn't swear at me yet.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've actually had quite a few people apply, but we are ridiculously picky.
Yeah, I believe it. And you should be. And you should be.
I know it seems crazy that it's still up and posted, but we are just taking our time and finding the perfect person for our family.
It's good to leave it open for a long time, and then you can kind of gather them all, and then you close that opportunity. You kind of just keep it open and just review people. I totally get that. Do you ever have ladies apply?
We used to have a female technician. Her name was Katie, and she was fantastic. We would love to hire a female if there was someone that was, fit the mold of what we need.
Yeah.
We don't care if it's a man or a woman. It doesn't matter to us.
Oh, for sure.
But there's just not that many females in the industry on this side of the state. So we're hoping for some.
Man, I love that. I love that you guys are offering such a wonderful career, and it kind of really puts a lot of credibility towards skilled trades in general.
Well, and that's the truth, because when I graduated from college, everybody was pushed in, or when I graduated high school, it was 2002, but everybody went to college, and I'm not using the degree that I have.
No, either am I. I'm not either.
Yeah, most of my friends aren't using them. So, the skilled trades cars aren't going to go away.
No.
Trades are a good thing to get into, and having that training in your back pocket can lead to a good chunk of money.
How many dogs are at the house right now?
Right now I have 3 dogs. We have Callie, who's always there, and then we have Jake, or not Jake. Jake is the cat. We have Jenkins, who's the little fluffy brown dog, and then James is the little black and white dog, and they're just like magical little puppies.
Yeah.
So,
and all you're doing is taking fostering these dogs while because the folks at Lovin' Pups, you work with them.
I do.
Yeah, and people, if they ever wanted to take a look at these pooches, LUVNPUPS.org, Lovin' Pups. That's where I got my.
A Z.
With a Z, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
LUVNPUPZ.org. That's where I got my O'Neill. And you got you just and an army of volunteers do a great job. So
yeah, we're gonna have to take a break, unfortunately, because getting into baseball season and things are already crazy. So I want to make sure that if we're fostering puppies, that we're giving them the care and the time they need.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take a break for a couple of months. Give my carpet a little bit of a break from puppy pee.
Boy, I don't know how you do that, because I would be very bad at that job, because I'd end up just keeping the dogs.
Brian and I have a conversation every single time a dog comes into our house. Like, are we going to keep this dog or are we not going to keep it? And it's usually about a weekend. And then we're like, no, we're not going to keep this dog. It's got to go find its forever home. And then we're just kind of over it. And the kids are just like, okay, we love you. Bye. We'll see you another one.
Wow. Boy, the kids are stronger than me, because I suck at that. We had that black dog, Kira, that it started out as a foster and we failed. And then there was the fight between Daisy, and that dog got in the fight. So that was a problem. And then Benny, my God, it's like every time a dog even walks by the house, it's in the house forever.
Right.
My God.
What? This morning I was chasing my cat through the sleet with bare feet, trying to get him back in the house. So I'm a little over animals at the moment.
Oh,
but
God.
The puppies are happy and in their cage and being cute right now.
Oh, my God. Okay. Well, hey, yeah, I'm glad I checked in. I love that you guys are doing that. What a great job for the right person. So it really, to me, offers a lot of credibility to the facility as being the best, because of how, you got to have great employees. You don't have great employees, you're going to struggle. So that's awesome.
Well, right. Yeah. We need someone to keep up our standard of excellence, honestly. So,
yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
Okay. All right, ma'am. Well, thank you. I just figured I'd just drop in on a call unannounced like that, because I'm rude, but it always works out. Love to hear your voice.
Well, I didn't say anything terrible, so that is
absolutely. Next time I'll let you know that I'm live. Sometimes I fail.
Sounds good. Okay. Hope you have a good day.
Okay, see ya. You too. There you go, Megan from Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. How about that? She is busy as a bee. Oh man, you want to see something fantastic? Get her in a room that's not organized. Oh boy. Oh, what an ass kicker. When she got into Captain Bizarro, she's like, what is this? What is going on here? All right, let's get to work. I'm like, oh shit, I'm not getting, if I even cross her in any way, shape, or form about this, I'm screwed. All right, where was I? That started out as a sponsor read. It became an interview. Real quick. So I got vaccinated on Friday, and let me tell you the new thing I hate, Nick. Let me tell you, Nick, what I hate. And I found out about you on accident, Nick. And if it wasn't for Dirk the Turk, God, that's stuck with you forever. That is stuck with you forever. Everybody saw what you said about this and knows how much you love Turkey and how much you hate Armenians. Everybody saw it. And so you have now earned that name. And it rhymes. Turk rhymes with Dirk. Oh, my God. That's just so fantastic. Thank you, Teal. On Friday, I got vaccinated. And if I can get someone vaccinated who did not want to be vaccinated or wasn't sure, if me making a dumb post is going to make them decide to get vaccinated, I would like to think that that could. I know that would make me happy, because you know how I feel about the vaccination. It's perfect. It's absolutely awesome. And if you don't get it, you're making a huge mistake. So, I posted 3 handsome sheep helping to end the pandemic with our second shots. Please help end this madness and get vaccinated. So, posted that. And I told myself, actually, Jacqueline said, she goes, whatever you post, please don't rub anybody's nose in shit, because I don't like it when you get in fights with people on Facebook. It makes me anxious. I said, I won't get in a fight. I'll say something, but I won't try to incite. So I've embraced the sheep thing. Everybody who doesn't believe in the vaccine tries to insult by using the term sheep. And I'm like, yeah, I guess. Okay. That's how I roll with it now. Very sweet. Jason May says, how you feeling? A couple of days removed. Any of the side effects other than others have reported? No, it didn't. Nothing happened. I thought I might have had a headache, but if I had to think about it, that probably means it was all in my head. But that night, it just felt like I felt like I hadn't had any caffeine, like when you wake up and don't drink your coffee right away. That type of buzzing in my head. But that was it. I had more issues when I got my shingles vaccine, when I got my physical in February. My arm hurt like crazy when I got my shingles vaccine. And I felt like shit that night from shingles. But this was absolutely nothing. Side note, did you know that the second dose, the mechanism behind why some people feel like shit is like this? And I asked the nurse, I go, now, are you giving me more vaccine than the first one? She goes, no, that's a good question. They're the exact same amount. I go, oh, well, what's happening? She goes, well, when you get the first one, your body doesn't know what that is, okay? And based on it, it establishes a blueprint for defending coronavirus, okay? And so then when you get the second vaccine in, what then is now going into you, your body has a stronger immune response because it has the blueprint to fix you in case, to keep you from getting sick. And so it manifests in light symptoms to most. Light symptoms or none. Others, it knocks them out. That happens. So that's why it goes that way. That's why that happens. But I didn't feel shit. It was no problem at all. And then there's this one fella whose name is Tom Baker. And Tom has taken me to task on these posts in the past, and he's super aggressive about it. So he wrote, again, nobody cares. And then I replied to I wrote, a few care, and I'm thankful. I left it at that. And then he writes, you need a sucker for being a big boy getting a shot. So it's like, this guy thrives on this. And I wrote, well, I would never turn a sucker down. Are you trying to pick a fight or something? Because I'm in too, and I wanted to write, I'm too good of a mood, but I wrote, I'm in too of a mood. And he writes, too what of a mood? If you want to call it picking a fight, then sure, I'm cool with that. And I wrote, no, I'm in too good of a mood. And then he wrote, "Oh, good. Was worried you were in a bad mood or something." So Justin Goodacre writes, "Tom Baker, you sound like a GD pussy to me." And then this guy gets into it. And then Justin ended up getting banned for that one. He sent me a note, and he said it was worth it. So, everybody goes after Tom. I didn't do that. I just wasn't in the mood. Tom then shortly after is one of these people, and Patriot Nick did the same damn thing. On his Facebook picture, there's a green ring about it. And it says, "I don't care if you've had your vaccine." It's like, oh, God. I don't care if Tom does it, but when Nick writes it, I'm like, oh, come on, man. So then I went and looked at this guy, Tom Baker. Now, hold on a second here. Just for the sake of the video podcast. It is a flat out miracle that a lady who is as pretty as this, okay, look at this sweet lady who one day is going to get sick and tired of this maniac's bullshit and divorce him. She must be blind. Hold on, I fucked it up. Look at the Game of Thrones Hodar looking son of a bitch she's married to. Holy shit. Look at this fucking Quasimodo looking fat faced son of a bitch. Oh, what the fuck are you doing? Blind Hodor. Oh, my God. This guy, and he doesn't live far from me. So good thing I got my pistol. Every single post is horrible, horrible shit. This one. And every one of his posts, like, a lot of them, you'll see like 2 likes, 0 comments. And anybody who is a friend with this guy on Facebook is like, oh, God, Tom, you must dial it back. 6 days ago, while the jury deliberated, Tom Baker put out for the world, "Derek Chauvin better be found not guilty of murdering George Floyd. These trials are a joke." Oh, fuck. Tandy says, "That's mean, Eric." Well, it should be mean. And everything is just fucking horrible. Just a shitstorm. All right, Patriot Nick wants me to call him, but you see, we all run a risk with that. We run a risk of one-word answers and awkwardness. What? What is it? What do you want? Hey, Siri. Call fuckface Nick, mobile on speaker.
Sorry, I don't have a mobile number for fuckface Nick. Just to confirm, you'd like to call fuckface Nick?
Yes, mobile on speaker.
Calling fuckface Nick on speaker.
Now, this ought to be terrible.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Not too bad about yourself.
I'm doing very well, thank you. Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, not too bad. Did fun on the Zoom on Saturday. Kind of slow, but
any new faces?
No, not really.
Okay,
actually.
All right. So what's going on?
Oh, I just wanted to let you know I didn't change that picture because I didn't even realize you had posted anything on Saturday. But I didn't change that because of you. I don't care.
Oh, I know. I know you didn't.
It's not that I don't care. Like I don't want to hear it. I don't care if you get it. That's your choice. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about freedom of choice. Do what you want. You want to get it, get it.
But it makes you look like a dick. I mean, you don't want to look like a dick, do you? You want to love everybody. That's the Nick I know. You know?
It's more of a passive statement of.
It's passive aggressive.
Got it.
It's passive.
No.
Bullshit.
No, it's not.
I'm calling you out on your bullshit. That is a passive, and now you're lying. It's a passive aggressive move because you don't like that everybody's like, "Ooh, look, I got my shot." You cannot deny that.
It's not don't like, it's don't care.
But announcing it, you're announcing, "Hey, I don't care that you got a shot." I mean, come on.
Why do you have to announce that you have the shot?
Because it's good. The shot is good.
Okay, I don't care either way whether it's good or not. So
okay, I don't care that you do, but you can't tell me you're not up to something when you put something up like that. You cannot deny that.
I certainly can. I wasn't up to anything. I just changed it.
So what do you think about? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I got a 7-day ban on Facebook for saying fucking Turks.
Come on.
I know.
When did that happen?
Just this morning.
Oh my God. Oh Jesus. That's like saying you can get in trouble for saying fucking Nazis.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. Oh my God. That is hysterical. All right. That is great. Jesus. So what do you think about Dirk the Turk? He has changed his name to now he's calling himself Dirk with the Uncomfortable Truth, which is really, really clumsy. What are your thoughts on that? Should he stick with Dirk the Turk?
I get what he's saying, but at the same time, I'm more of a fan of not being the world's police. We need to get all of our military personnel back home and fuck everybody else. They can care about themselves.
What do you think about Dirk? It seems like, because for me, I'm like happy that Biden did that. Are you happy that Joe Biden did that?
I am happy that somebody did that for dementia-ridden Joe Biden.
Okay, so you don't think he had anything to do it? He didn't think
anybody
had to do it.
Barely knows where he is. Let's be real here.
All right, that's debatable. All right, but I guess that's as far as you'll go into saying Joe Biden did something good then, right?
I will say that's a good thing that somebody did for Joe Biden.
All right, thank you, buddy.
Not a problem.
That wasn't painful. You're getting much better.
I'm trying.
All right. I'll talk to you very soon.
Yeah, talk to you soon.
All right, buddy. There you go. Patriot Nick doing very well on that. Normally it's like, yeah, no, yeah, no. I still think he knew exactly what he was doing with his stupid, I don't care that you got your vaccine thing. Pain in the ass. You're the new, it's pain in the ass, Nick. And Dirk the Turk. Kent says Biden doesn't even know what toast is after Dirk the Turk says Biden has no clue what Armenia is. Okay. You guys are just fucking crazy. You're a bunch of idiots. Absolute idiots. Okay. On to the next thing. If you're a Capitol rioter, if you're the person who bursts into the Capitol and acts like an asshole, you probably don't want to be the guy who hold on a second. I did it again. I'm totally lost. Here it is. With all the things that have happened with the storming of the Capitol January 6th and all of the knowledge that the FBI is going after people, if you hadn't been caught at a certain point, it's probably safe if you just lay low and say nothing. But the second you start to sing like a songbird, my God, are you screwed? According to TMZ, a gentleman was on the dating app Bumble. Okay? Guy was on there, and another Bumble user was kind of like talking with the guy, Robert Chapman. And Chapman and this chick are talking, and, she's trying to see if she likes him or not, based on the conversation. And she ends up getting to a point in the conversation where she says, "We are not a match." So that's it. You're out at that point. But the guy, according to saved screenshots, he was trying to impress the woman with exactly what he had done on January 6th. He was trying to impress the chick And he ends up getting arrested for it because she turned him in. The pickup line, what he was trying to get across was that, hey, guess what? I did storm the Capitol. I made it all the way into the statuary hall, did an interview with Robert O'Mara of the Washington Post. I also did an online interview with Jess Brevins of the Wall Street Journal. That's all it took. He was bragging about that. She then turned him in. She provided a screenshot of the conversation to law enforcement. This just gives you an idea of the level of dimness of what went into the Capitol. 3 miles away, there's some fucking idiot who's running for governor of Michigan, okay, who stormed the Capitol. And in Allendale, it's everybody in that community is the most biggest bunch of brainwashed butt fucks you'd ever meet in your life. And this Kelly asshole was one of them. And now he's running for governor in Michigan. And he might very well be the Republican nominee when it's all said and done. My God. That is fucking scary. I hope to God he does. I'll tell you right now, if a Republican is even remotely not crazy in the Michigan gubernatorial election, I'm going to vote for him or her. Okay, but if it's an asshole like this guy, there is no way that I'm going to vote for that guy. I would vote for Whitmer all damn day because I don't want a crazy insurrectionist in the governor's mansion. What the fuck? All right. So anyway, this chick, she reached out to the feds and said, yeah, I've got some crazy son of a bitch who I found on this dating app, and he's bragging about storming the Capitol, and my God. So then they did a little bit of work, and they matched up his comments to some of the interviews and his name, and then they got all of that they needed. He's now been arrested with trespassing and disorderly conduct on restricted government property. More than one of the 370 people of the United States dimmest arrested for involvement in the Capitol riot. But he's one of the few who was nabbed through a dating app. So denied on the app and busted. That is awesome. Speaking of more stupidity, in this same vein, COVID-related and red state, blue state, fucking Nugent. You remember the clip? I don't know if I didn't play it, but Nugent did a video to say, yeah, shibby Cocoa Pop, I'm recovering from COVID. This kicked my ass. This was terrible. You know, this very well could have killed him. He is an older gentleman, and it made him very, very sick, and he admitted as such. He goes, man, COVID just kicked my ass. Shimmy Cocoa Pop. It was bad. I couldn't even crawl out of bed. Whoa. You know, and by the way, I didn't mention this the last time we talked. It's worth mentioning. Back in the day on Z93, and this has come up before, but this story is a classic. I used to work nights, 7 to midnight. And no, it was 3 to 7. This was on the 3 to 7 shift. And the concert that night was at the Saginaw Civic Center, Wendler Arena. And the program director, Mike Ferris, also a member of another classic story, says, hey, Ted Nugent's calling tonight at about 5. He's trying to get some last-minute publicity for the concert. And this is Ted Nugent, like with the damn Yankees. This is really, really popular. I go, holy shit, man, this is great. And I didn't know what to do or what to say, really. And so my boss goes, all you're really going to have to say is, hey, Ted, what's going on? And he's going to be off going crazy. He's probably going to ask you questions. Just let him go. Give him as long as he wants. Put him on live. It's the easiest thing in the world. I'm 20. I go, okay. And I was a little older than that. I was 22. And sitting there waiting, just staring at the phone. I don't want to miss the call because we don't have a ringer on. It's silent. I'm just waiting for the light to flash. I'm actually playing records and CDs and carts. And nothing's computer. So every segue you have to do yourself. And then I see the light. And then I click it and I go, Ted? He goes, hey, man, hey, Eric Zane, how are you, man? It's Ted Nugent called, man. I go, oh, my God. Okay, great. We're going to go live. Great White Buffalo is ending, and then we'll be on with you. Okay, man. Great. I put him on hold. Here we go. Song in Z93, Mobile Home Rock and Roll. Ted Nugent, Great White Buffalo. And my God, that was Ted there. And we got Ted here. Ted, how are you? Eric Zane, how are you, man? Why aren't you down here at Wendler Arena doing the Shimmy Shimmy Coca Pop? Oh, Ted, yeah, I'll be down there later on. Yeah, it's going to be great. I wasn't. I was just saying that. I go, how about you? What are you doing? Apparently, he had something stuck in his craw that he didn't like. And there had just been something that he saw on MTV. And for some reason, he didn't like it. And it was a rapper, or it was like Yo MTV Raps or something. And I don't know if it was one of the Fat Boys was on there or something like that. And Ted says to me, well, I tell you what, I do the big Z93 shimmy shimmy Coca Pop. I'm just frustrated because I'm looking at all these black whales on MTV. And I'm like, oh my God, can he say that? He just said he's looking at all the black, it sounds like that there's a problem here. In my brain, even just 22 years old, I'm like, this seems fucked. I don't know. And I go, oh, and it's just uncomfortable and awkward. And then he doubles down. He says something else to that effect, just really racist and shitty. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And thank God he got off of it. But he just off and running. Horrible, horrible sequence. I was so scared after that. But what just happened? Am I going to get fired? But of course, back then, no big deal. You could say Ted probably could have said the N-word and nobody would have cared. Nugent, you saw the video of him say, yeah, I got COVID. This, he said on the video, I've had flu symptoms for the last 10 days. I thought I was dying. Well, he went live on April 19th. Okay? April 19th, he went live. And in it, he said, for the past 10 days, man, I've been all fucked up. I've had flu symptoms. I felt like he was dying. Well, bummer. If you, on April 12th in Florida, were at the Oaks Farms Seed to Table Market as Ted Nugent went live for an hour and a half on social media doing a live performance for all these assholes wearing MAGA hats at the Oaks Farm Seed to Table Market. Ted's there with his wife, who I don't know how she does it. She looks like she's 25. She's like my age. Side note, she used to be a receptionist at the Riff in Detroit just prior to your old pal Eric Zane getting an internship there. And Ted walked in and saw her and said, shimmy, shimmy, Coca Pop, you're the hottest thing I've ever seen. What do you say we go do a little wang dang sweet poon tang? And she did. And Shemaine. And they've been together ever since. She's a stunner. I'm telling you, I don't know if it's the venison or the cat scratch fever or the Gibson Birdland guitar. I don't know what it is, but she's fucking hot. You don't believe me? Hold on a second here. I'll show you how hot Ted's wife is. Shemaine Nugent. All right. Let me do the screen share here so we can get a little taste of this. Ted really, really outkicked the coverage on this, man. There you go. Okay, so where to begin? Look at this. How you're not supposed to get younger as you get older. Look at her. That is fucking bullshit. How? That's Ted. That's son. That's his son, I think. Or I don't know. Is that the dude from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? I don't know. But she is just a stunner. How the hell? How old is she? She's 58, motherfucker. I thought she was like 50 or 48. There's no way. She's 58 years old. Oh, my God. Fuck you, Ted. Jeez. That is incredible. All right. So that's what happened. Nugent shows up there, and he no doubt got everybody sick. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, it's not it's reasonably or it's reasonable to say that someone got sick because of that, and God help them if they died. I mean, holy shit. According to the news, Seed to Table's owner told the news agency he knows. Okay, so this guy, he's of the mindset that masks do not work and doesn't believe the coronavirus has killed as many. So he doesn't care. He's one of those people who says, "Oh yeah, numbers are inflated," all that bullshit. And why don't we just shut down the world because of the heart attacks? Okay, so you get the mindset. So he doesn't care. But what I'm curious about is, did Ted know he was sick? Because if you know you're sick, why would you go in front of those people? That makes no sense to me. I mean, Nugent is smart. This is not his judgment is clouded all the time by all the rhetoric and the hogwash, but he's very well read on a lot of things. So I am shocked that he would do that, go in front of those people when he's sick. And he admitted he's had flu-like symptoms for the past 10 days, and the event was 7 days prior to him making that announcement. So he's kind of an asshole for that. Well, Ted's an asshole for a lot of things, frankly, and I think he knows that. But, my God, I don't know what's the bigger surprise there, that he would be such an asshole, or how much of a stone-cold stunner his 58-year-old wife is. Jesus, that is incredible. Well done, Ted. All right. Where are we? I don't even know. This show is all over the place. Business owners, I would love to see you on the Eric Zane Show podcast. Reach out, Eric at ericzaneshow.com if you want to be included on the show, okay? Just like my friends at A&E Heating and Cooling. God love you guys. Reach out to A&E Heating and Cooling for a new furnace, new air conditioner, and you have to the end of April to schedule your April $69 air conditioning tune-up. It's going to be 80 degrees tomorrow here. So it's happening, man. And that is the cheapest in all of West Michigan, confirmed. You won't find it cheaper anywhere else. And you should have this done every single year. All that, what is it called again? When the dandelions, God, I couldn't come up with it last time. I mean, when they're all poofy and they go flying through the air, that like cotton, it all gets stuck on the on that part of your air conditioner. I don't know shit. It needs to be cleaned off, okay? Trust me, you need this done every single year, or your air conditioner is going to work too hard, and then it's going to break down. Get it taken care of, 616-516-8579. God love the Gift of Life Michigan, the folks at Gift of Life Michigan. Get all the information you need, all the frequently asked questions answered about how you can be a supporter by filling out your donor card. If something happens to you, and, you don't need your organs anymore because you're taking a dirt nap, your organs can save 8 lives. Gift of Life Michigan. Get more info when you click on their logo at ericzaneshow.com. Thank you very much for letting me talk about your initiatives at Gift of Life Michigan. And then there's the cornhole boards. Good times had by all. While you're sitting there in your backyard, maybe some friends come over, you have a couple of pops, and play cornhole, okay? The biggest thing people say to me when they say, the two things they say is, man, that's awesome. They can put anything onto a set of cornhole boards and the bags that go with it. Any logo, any design, even the Eric Zane Show podcast logo, whatever. They're like, but wait, man, this costs like between $170 and $210. I'm like, yes, it does. You will never, ever buy this again. If you go to the big box store and buy the shit that's on the shelves, okay, leave them out on the overnight. The morning dew is going to warp those things. Do not buy inferior boards. Professional grade, set up the way the pros play. The right amount of slide, the right amount of bounce. cornholeamerica.com for a set of professional cornhole boards. And the last thing about them is They do fundraisers. If you are thinking about, boy, how can we raise money for sick kid in the neighborhood, the victim of an accident, whatever it may be. You see those things in your local communities, fundraisers for this, that, maybe a business that's on hard times. They do a cornhole tournament. They put that on for you. Reach out to them at Cornhole America about how to put that in motion. They take care of everything at Cornhole America. Online at cornholeamerica.com. I am taking nominees for Asshole of the Day. Who is it going to be? If you have any emails for Email of the Day, I'll take those too. Let's see. Real quick, before I get to that, we had a great time at the West Michigan Ironmen football game. I had a whole batch of Zaniacs there. When the next game hits, I'll be giving more tickets away in the Zaniac section. That was awesome. Now, you don't know this. Some of you may know this, but I'm actually the color commentator for their web stream. And my God, was that fun. I posted it on my Facebook and my Twitter and my YouTube, a link to it. But just like I'm doing Facebook and Twitter and YouTube right now, they do it for the games. And they have a broadcaster, a dude named Trevor, a play-by-play guy, and they needed a color commentator. Now, before I was just the PA guy. Now I'm doing some of the PA work and the color commentating, okay? And it's awesome. It is so much fun because you can say whatever the fuck you want. So if a guy fumbles the ball, you can say, oh, man, that guy sucks shit. He's terrible. Look at that loser. Now, I truth be told, I don't do that. I try to keep it between the lines to some degree. But my God, was that fun. Holy shit. I was just reminded of that. The emailer Tim thinks he's funny. And what an asshole, because he's just not. But I don't have any other emails. But this is so bad. No, I can't do it. No, it's so bad I can't do it. There's never ever a fruitful joke. It's always shit. In the future, if you have an email that you want to send along, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Thanks to all of the folks who sent along the Muppety Floppity leg break and the Armenian genocide recognition. All very, very good. Appreciate it. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got all weekend long was Armenian genocide and leg break. Both of those dominated. So, asshole of the day, who we got? Any nominees? Tio says Ted Nugent could be asshole of the day. Anyone else? I'm just looking for names. I'm just scanning. I know in my mind who I think is going to be a nominee. That Tom Baker guy could be an asshole of the day. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. I wouldn't have thought of that. I have already forgotten. I'm like a fucking fart in the wind. Anything from the limo story? No, not really. No, not at all. Those were all great people. Leg break? No. Armenian genocide. President Erdogan from Turkey. You're an asshole because he's like, oh, yeah, no, we don't agree. There's nothing wrong with it. It was just wartime casualties. He's an asshole of the day nominee. Capitol rioter who said, hey, by the way, I stormed the Capitol. Dirk the Turk is getting a nomination. Maybe just an honorable mention. I don't know if he can be full-on asshole of the day. Ted Nugent. You could also be asshole of the day. Who is it going to be? My God. That's pretty much it that I have for your nominees of asshole of the day. Jason says Dirk. Wow. All right. Chris Weidman's tibia or Dirk the Turk. Boy, I don't know if I can make Dirk the Turk the asshole of the day. I wouldn't want to hurt his feelings. I mean, it was kind of weird that he's trying to politicize this in a stupid way. He's thinking a lot of sideways shit. And then Dirk, of course, using his crystal ball to tell us how the world is going to be because of this, and But I don't know if that's the right thing to do. Your asshole of the day is Dirk the Turk. Congratulations to you. Brought to you by TC Paintball and JM Synthetics. Dirk loves the slaughter of Armenian people 80 or 106 years ago when it began. 1.5 million. That is awful. That is just terrible. Just disgusting to me. Tongue in cheek. I'm just busting your balls, but you are still kind of an asshole of the day. Okay, that's going to do it. I'm out of time, folks. I love you so very much. I got a Patreon bonus podcast. I got an update on Jewel Jones. Free speech for a high schooler. What? A high schooler 4 years ago said something on social media, and it's now going to the Supreme Court. I'm going to talk about that. That's all coming up on the Patreon bonus podcast, patreon.com/Eric Zane. Have a good one, folks. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.